My favorite activity was doing pegboards.
The ADST summative.
The pegboards for the first time.
The ADST summative.
I loved having the challenge of trying to get the ball all the way to the bottom without it falling.
Even though it was really stressful, it was also fun.
Because it was really satisfying to see when the ball rolled down and didn't fall off.
Because I found it really fun to solve different problems and find the correct solution.
Personally, my favorite activity was summative week.
The summative week.
Summative week.
My favorite thing was the very last day of summative week.
Summative week was where we had so many summatives to do, and it was so much of a challenge that was so fun.
Because I enjoyed it a lot and it pushed me to do better.
I loved coming to school and feeling the relief wash over me, knowing I was finally done and I could just have fun with my classmates.
Personally, it was really stressful, but it was really fun.
I was able to learn new things in the process of putting my project together. It was very hard at times, but I was able to pass through it and hit the submit button on Spaces, and it was a huge relief. What made me even more happy was that the positive feedback Mr. Nicanor gave to the class of how hard we worked.
My favorite activity this year was grade 7 camp.
Camp.
I had a lot of fun hanging out with my friends. The food was yummy and the activities were fun.
I really enjoyed trying new things and going outside of my comfort zone, such as canoeing and the Eagle's Nest.
I got to play and meet a lot of new people.
My favorite activities this year were camp because I made a lot of new friends, local play day, and an ADST pegboard summative.
My favorite activities were local play day because I did the work in the upload properly and I got rewarded for it. Also, I really liked story time at the beginning of the day because it was fun to hear about Mr. Nicanor's experiences and stories.
My favorite activity this term has probably been our class games. They've made me feel like we have a community here as we Div 3, and it's really, really important to have that community in your classroom.
What have you learned as a learner?
Well, I've learned a lot, but these are the ones that truly helped me. First, don't be bitter, just be better. When you fail on something, failure is actually a step closer to success, and you can reflect on your mistakes and be better next time. Second, don't compare yourself with other people. Different people have different learning paces, and everybody have different speed. Just be better than yesterday for yourself. How about you, Victoria?
The main thing that I have learned was to focus on my work and to ignore distractions. Whenever I focus on my work, I can understand the topic better and study earlier.
What about you, Micah?
I have learned as a Divinity learner to try your best even when you fail.
I've grown as a learner this year on fractions. Even though I did Kumon for 5 years and half of that was fractions, Mr. Nicanor taught me a new method of doing them.
Another thing I've grown as a learner is with my reading. With reading, I have done word work, and what I do in word work is that I have to read to another person who is a higher level than me, and then they give me suggestions of how to get better.
I've grown better leadership skills in this class because when something goes wrong in the class, I step up to help.
I've also grown as a learner this year because I'm more responsible and I have better work habits than I did last year that helps me with my work.
I think I've grown as a learner this year and become more of a leader. I used to follow people last year and just kind of did my own thing.
This year, I've grown as a learner because when I first came to this class in September, I was kind of nervous because I've heard it was very challenging. Now, since I've been in this class for a while, I've learned to accept the challenge and try my best.
This year, I've grown a lot as a learner because I found that working hard for your marks is actually better than not having to try hard. This year is one of the first years where I really had to push myself to get the marks that I have. And I'm really looking forward to proving to myself that I can get better.
I've had to focus a lot in Mr. Nicanor's class and practice being less distracted. Mr. Nicanor and the other students also help remind me that I don't have to be the best, I just have to be better than yesterday.
This year, I learned that it's okay to make mistakes and that as long as you learn something along the way, it's okay.
One thing I've learned is to use all the formative feedback Mr. Nicanor has given us to the summatives. Because when we are handed the summatives, it will be clear on what to do with all the feedback given by Mr. Nicanor.
One thing I've learned is that you shouldn't be scared to fail, because failure is a good learning tool, and you'll be really happy once you finally get it right.
Yes!
In Division 3, giving your best is a necessity. We never forget that fear to give your best is the precursor to valor. But when we all strive and triumph when we're struggling is what we think it means to be in Division 3. We don't think to do it, we just do it.
Thank you for coming to the celebration of learning. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye.
Merci कि हमारी वसीम celebration of learning. खुदाफिज.
谢谢家长们能来到 Celebration of Learning。晚安。
Bye from Div 3.